like the word calls us that. Okay, is it hard? Yes. But we at least need to try. I make mistakes all the time. And so I want to discuss what you learned in these verses. The first one I want to talk about is one of my favorites that I use at women's conferences or girls' conferences all the time. Okay, Proverbs 11:22. A gold ring and a pig's snout is a beautiful woman with no discretion. That's how I have to say it. Okay, what does that mean? Woo!
We basically said...
Talk loud.
We basically said that beauty is like character deep. So it doesn't matter how pretty you look. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't watch what you do and have discretion, then you're just basically like a pig with a gold ring in his mouth.
Time out. Like that. What is discretion? We're dealing with character. What does it mean to be discreet? To have discretion?
To set yourself or to choose not to or something?
Mm-hmm. Self-control. What? Mm-hmm. Layman terms. Some sense of privacy, dignity in the way, and it's a hard concept because when you think of discretion, a lot of times, and I think of women when I think of it, ladies, we don't always think about, okay, if I want to be discreet in something, and I'm gonna be very candid right now. When I was a teenager, discretion wasn't a word for me. As you can tell, I love to talk. I have a big mouth. Love that. One of the things I regret about myself growing up is that I was that girl that hung with the guys, and the guys knew everything about me. They knew when I was on my period. I would say that. I would take my pad out in front of them and throw it at them, and whatever. If my bra needed adjustment, I would do it in front of them and be like, "Shut up, boy! I don't care what you think. Be adjusting it." That's no discretion. There's no such a sense of privacy. I should not be acting that way in front of guys. Or the guys will act a certain way in front of me. They would adjust themselves in front of me. They would fart in front of me and just kind of do their thing. They would talk about their sexual exploits in front of me. But I presented myself as that young lady who didn't really care. They just thought, Chantel, whatever, she round the way. It don't matter. We ain't got to be respectful around her because she don't respect herself. They wouldn't say that last part. I thought I was the cool girl, the girl that I was in. There's nothing in about that. I don't want some guy adjusting his privates in front of me. I don't want them seeing my breast and me adjusting my bra. That's not something that they need to see. Discretion. I don't want them when I walk by and my pants are so tight and I want to get that holler. Godly woman. I made a joke when I came here and said, like, I'm a queen. But one of the things that I love about myself now that I hated about myself when I was younger is that people respect me when I walk into a room because of my character. Not because I'm all of that, but my godly character, discretion. I was a virgin when I got married, but no one knew that in high school. Why? Because Chantel was the first one drunk, the first one flipping out and just being all in front of guys. No discretion. A beautiful woman with no discretion is like a beautiful ring in a pig's snout. That's nasty. We have to think about how we carry ourselves. If people can't tell you a virgin, something's wrong. If people can make up lies about you, and yes, people run their mouth, but you don't need to give them ammunition. Character is what I'm talking about. Okay? I like that. So how do you apply that to your real life? Anybody? Real life.
I was telling you, I use it with my friends and when I'm at home. How I'm cautious about the stuff that I do. I'm a young lady that cuss like a sailor. And I spoke with her before I came, and she was like, I honestly believe that me hanging around y'all has to do with the change I'm making in my life. She's not completely delivered from cursing, but she can count on her hand the amount of times that she cursed a day, which is tremendous for the amount that she cursed like 2 months ago. But when I also was using you as an example, like how you grill me every summer about something, like it's never done, but it made me into the woman of God that I am.
Why you putting me out there like that?
Because
They think I'm mean.
No.
I'm playing.
But it made me into the woman of God I am, because I can go home and I can do the same thing to the people that I hang out with, like to let them know, like, hey, I can hold them accountable for the stuff that they do, because like they may be where I was like last year or whatnot.
Okay, cool beans. What was y'all's verse?
13:20.
13:20. Yeah, sure, I gave y'all 13:20. Okay. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. What y'all talk about with that?
Well, we just talked about, like, you hang around the people that you should hang around the people that you know will hold you accountable and who will also help you in your walk with Christ. If you hang out with people who you know are doing bad things, then you know you're most likely going to be doing the bad things too. People are going to associate your character with what your friends are like. And
Sadly, they do that. It shouldn't matter. I am who I am. I can hang with who I want to hang with. People can make up stuff anyway. I can hang who I want to hang with. The point is, people do see who you hang with. They do make judgments. Does that mean that those people are always right? No, that means they're right. But what it should mean is, if my light is not shining forth in the midst of all that mess, and people can't single me out and go, man, he was drunk. Oh no, not him. He won't with them. He couldn't have been doing that with them. If they can't single you out in that, for the sake of Christ, whether I get upset and think that people just talk about me, and I don't want to always change people talk about me. I love my friends. I love God more. So you know what? You get drunk, man. Even though I know I don't do the same thing, people keep associating me with you, and so I love you, dog. I can't be with you like that on a hanging out basis late at night or whatever, because dude, people not separating me, and I love the Lord enough to go, I'm going to back up from it. Does it mean that that's easy? No. Another good example of that was, I was telling them about it, and I'm going to read it again. Whoever walks with the wise become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Once again, we're talking about character, right? One of the things we have to remember in Scripture, and I can't remember where the reference is, but Scripture says that light has no fellowship with darkness. It doesn't. When you think of that word fellowship, it's not chips and drink and, hey, we're fellowshipping. Fellowshipping in the Greek, in that word, means a common bond, a common goal. Anybody seen Lord of the Rings? Okay, one of the Lord of the Rings was called the Fellowship of the Ring, right? Now, it wasn't called the Fellowship of the Ring because they were great friends and they were like hanging out. They didn't like each other. The elf didn't like the dwarf and so forth and so on. It was called the Fellowship of the Ring because their common goal was to get that ring to Mordor and burn it so Middle Earth wouldn't die. That was the common goal. As believers, those of us who are in light, we do not have a common goal with darkness. So what that means is this. I have a great friend who I love this girl. She had my back when we lived in Atlanta. Now she runs in circles with, Chris Brown and Carrie Hilson and all of them that we used to hang with when we went to high school in Atlanta. And as much as I love Shasha and as much as she's been texting me, I texted her this morning, come hang out with me, let's do it, whatever. I know, as much as I love Shasha, I can't go to LA and hang out with Shasha. I can't go with her to a pre-Grammy party that she texting me about and things that seem fun and whatever. Because I know Shasha and them are going to be toe up drunk before the night is over. Does that mean I don't love Shasha? No, I love her last year's draw. She had my back when we was in Atlanta. I'd do anything for her except compromise my faith, except lose that godly character that God has for me. And so I cannot hang. We don't have the same fellowship. So I can't get angry. I can't believe Shasha want to go to the club. Well, that's what she do. That's her life. That's not mine. We have no common bond. So I can't expect to be tight with her no more. As much as I want to, I love her. I realize that we starting to go like this because we don't have the same common goal. But as I travel along this road and the character that God has given me, God will align me with great people who have godly character. I don't know why we are so stuck on our friends, or we scared to leave our friends and a group of people behind. If they don't have the same goal as you, you're going to split eventually. And if you don't split eventually, somebody is compromising. Either they not being real or you not being real. And woe to you if you're not being real to who you say you are. So I'm not saying it's easy to have godly character. I'm saying you must do it. Choose. Let me do one more.
That was in 1 John where you were talking about the light not associated.
1 John what?
1 John 5. First John, first chapter, verse 5, and it